3-page transcript. Working title, Obiter Dicta, Chapter 24. Yes. Sheila? Why? The sound of the rain striking the roof and windows prevailed as Garth warmed to his subject. He continued. It's a model that has a history of great success. The first to use it were the Persians, who took a Zoroaster's idea of cosmic conflict between an original creator of a perfect creation of truth and light, whose creation was then undermined by an equal and opposing creator of deception and darkness. Eventually, so the Persians believed, a final battle would occur between these two cosmic powers. It would be first preceded by a time of general strife, conflicts, and calamities. However, in the end, good would triumph over evil, as a savior would come to lead the forces of good to a final victory. After the final battle, the savior would then raise the dead, release everyone from hell, and usher in a new eternity of peace, love, and joy. Post-apocalyptic utopia. With this belief, they were able to practice imperialism with the same impunity that Rome was later able to practice it in the Judeo-Christian context. So too, the nation-state of Europe were able to practice it in Africa, Asia, and here in the Americas in the missionary context. Heathens are damned to the eternal pit in any event, so a little missionary zeal could only be a blessing. And is that what you're doing to us? Saving us from the eternal pit? Us poor little naked savages who got in the way of your divine plan? Spat Sheila. Garth stared at Sheila silently. A trace of a smirk arose on his face as he shrugged and continued. Obviously, the colonized people didn't see it that way, but they were the conquered, so their rights, property, and lives were forfeit anyway. After all, they were the damned. I see us as no different. If we're to be successful, we have to clearly identify the enemy. And that enemy, my dear Sheila, is you. And people who share your ideas of ecumenical existence on Mother Earth as one big happy family irrespective of race, color, and creed. Unconditional inclusiveness, pluralism, globalism, death to all of them, I say, death to all. And death to the children of Shem and Japhet who hold these ideas, for they are traitors to our cause, echoed the captain. Garth looked at the captain with eyes hardened with the agony of a deeply brooded indecision. Slaves. They are to be slaves. Sir, the captain spat with vehemence, they are not the tribe of Ham. The men stood unyielding. Thought, word, deed, and movement collided in a fierce battle fought through the steadiness of their stares. A duel between strict obedience to the movement's law and a commander's discretion, engaged with a warrior's commitment to the justness of their position. You condemn yourself by your own words, Commander. Don't you remember? What was it you explained to me in your righteous anger over the sex-slave troopers whose heads rest on the wooden pikes outside your door? I can even quote you, Commander, smiled the captain sarcastically. The fact is all the cells and Heritage Day are in agreement that slavery can only be a punishment for violations of biblical law or as an option to execution in times of war. Further, slavery as a punishment option over execution is only prescribed to the children of Ham. It is taboo for the children of Shem and Japhet. Commander. Taboo, hissed the captain. Sheila and Marla's eyes closed, as they knew their lives hung totally on Garth's next words. The 10 Commandments are etched in stone, Captain. The moral prescriptions and proscriptions that the JCA and the Heritage Day hold as inviolable divine code of behavior delivered from on high. However, all our other laws, customs, and practices are open to debate, Captain, are open to debate, and consequently, a matter of discretion, ruled Garth. The captain saluted with a "Sir" that betrayed no emotion or clue to his private thoughts or feelings. He then lowered his voice so the prisoners could not hear. In a matter-of-fact tone, he addressed Garth. "It is my duty, sir, as captain of the Faith Rearman cell, to advise the commander of the cell, sir, that the troop will not receive this decision well. Sir, in my professional judgment, the possibility of mutiny does exist, sir." "Thank you, Captain. I am now advised," acknowledged Garth, followed by a salute at full attention. "Sir," acknowledged the captain, as he then turned to Sheila and Marla and nodded curtly and left the office. Garth sat motionless, silent, his face set expressionless in a death mask. His eyes meandered eventually to the statue on his office desk. The lances had impacted, but the mutual blows unseated neither rider yet. Only the breathing of Garth, the guards, Sheila and Marla, intertwined with the continuing echo of the rain, could be heard. In and out, a rhythm of human life caught in uncertain conditions, debating, deciding, and acting in the context of a present, waiting for a future, when humanity would be released of the burden of having to govern itself.